Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, demons and devils, and welcome to this very special Gustav Making Stuff with the year's most requested build. I would say the 2 last years requested build. Until I start making Doom videos, I, had this in request. And here it is! Dun dun dun! The original BFG! Which I have taken some interpretation freedom to, due to they are very, very terrible pictures from 1993 from this. But anyway, let's get going with this. Here we have the gun. So here's the trigger, and here's the shoulder thing going on, and so we have to scale it for the trigger to hold this thing is. And this is from there are some interpretations, but I'm gonna do my own interpretation due to this thing here. So I have now here we have the trigger, and now we're going to see that this is ending there, and the other part is ending over here. So if we now measuring the length of the pixels, which is 1.5. Just gonna count them. 1, 2, 3. 31 times 1.5. So now we have the pixels. This is the actual toy gun that was photographed and mirrored as used as sprites for the gun in the game, so that is what the details stuff are from. So now when we have the side panel here, because I'm going to fuse them in a way I have very thoughtfully thought out. So you see, now I cut all the parts that I have measured from the pixel that is 1.5 centimeters big. That's 15 millimeters. That's like I think that's 40 something millimeters or whatever. I don't remember the exact measurements. But you see, here is something I was supposed to do, but I did not do. So ignore what I'm doing here, because that was just one part. I thought it was made that, but it isn't. So you see, I've made a side panel, and now I'm going to make the actual main box. And we will actually come back to the side panel with the pipe there, and you will see what I was intended to do later. So now you see, I'm just putting this little jigsaw parts from the EVA foam there and use as a 90-degree angle support structure, because they actually work very good for that. So they are so underloved, these things, but they are very good. So there we go. You see, I'm just having them as supports there and gluing the whole thing together. Now we have a complete box here, like that, out of this political plastic cardboard I have got from the last election. It's soon another election, so I will get more of these. Anyway, so now you see there, I'm just going to put this angle part there, but I am first going to cut it in half. And I just do this because this is what it looks like when I look on the pictures of the gun itself. So just roll with it. And you see, I have this strip of pipe insulation there. Now I'm going to do the little very specific detailed part that is on the back of the gun. You will soon see where they are going to be, but due to I thought they're going to be complicated to make, I actually start by doing them, because I usually start with the things that I don't really know how to do or find very complicated. But you see, I'm making a little bit of a V-shape here, so we have a little bit of a over foam there from this EVA foam part here, the floor mats. And now I'm going to glue it, push it down like that and glue it so it looks like a soap, almost. And now we're going to make another one, because, you know, it's 2 of them, because it's mirrored. And now we're going to take the hole punch here and punch 6 holes in them and just take away the layer that is over there, because, you know, I've sliced it between it. You will notice when you do this. It's a very good way to do it, I think. Now, you see, I'm just going to make a hole here, and now I'm going to draw the detail around that hole, because the other way around it will be very, very difficult to do, due to the foam is kind of flexing when it's smaller parts. So Now I am doing all the little holes and stuff like that. This is also on the side of the gun. I'm working from the side and inward on this top detail parting there. Now you see, there they are. And also we're going to take this. I was supposed to take the back part there, but I actually took the over part instead to make a little middle of there. The back there, you see. But now we're going to take this. This is actually for drills and saws. They come packaged like that, at least in Sweden. I don't know if they do it in other countries. Anyway, so I slice that in part and will glue it on there, because they will work fine for what it looks like. Now I'm just putting hot glue on this, because now it's just going to be me putting a bunch of stuff and trying to explain what this part is for you who doesn't see what it is already. Now this is just some pipes there coming in, so you can also use drinking straws for this. They will be a perfect size, but I had this thicker blue toy arrows that was broken that I was thinking about using. So you see, I'm just glue gunning the whole thing down. It's very good to just place all the details there to just see if they are enough big enough for you. Now you see, this is also a part that is holding water pipes on the side of the wall. You can find it in any hardware store. So now you're just gonna cut them like that, so they will slide over the pipe, the inner pipe that is just normal 20mm pipes there. And also this plastic box there had a box. This is a nail strip for a nail gun, which actually has screws on it, but they looks the same. And there's the box for the breakaway blades that I'm using. They come in that boxes. Now this is actually a spray can lid that is round that I put up on top of that thing there. This is some parts they use for what do you call it, windows. They come to separate them from that. And now I'm just gonna cut off more parts there. You see, this is a pizza box support thing that are gonna be placed over there. And you see in the front there, I have more of these breakaway blades. And the back part there is actually for a protective helmet, where you put the air protections on. Now, this is a box, so it's completely optional, because this is a box I had with some drill bits and stuff in it, and I thought that would look amazing. And also this box has been in the workshop for a very, very long time, and it has been empty and just waiting for use. So now, you see, I'm cutting that in part, and I will put it on the back part there of the side panels. This I will do instead of the piping, because the piping goes in the middle there. So you see also on the back of that centerpiece, and also this will be the side front part of the side panels like that. And this will make it look better. Now we will do the little side detail things there, and this is what do you call it, sewing thread thing, rolls, whatever. Now it's gonna be placed like that with a little part of EVA foam, and I'm gonna show you how to make that little part there, because this is the end jigsaw part of the puzzle EVA foam floor mats there. And I'm just gonna cut a very, very thin slice of just removing the texture part, so it will be flat and it will look fantastic. And you see, it's going to be put on the side there. And now we're just gonna glue them all together, these little parts like that. I'm also gonna cut off a little bit so it will be easier to glue flat there. And also a little support part there in the back. We don't know how they look like from front, because there is no picture, because this gun was designed in 1993. And I have not digged enough to research who made it and actually ask that person, because I thought that was quite unnecessary. Anyway, about archaeology, let's put some blocks on this thing. Now you see the orange part is actually from a Nerf gun. It's actually the things that you can hold, like your shoulder-mounted sling thing in the front of a Nerf gun. So there are two of these, because I had spare parts of that. And now you see, I'm just gonna place these things like that, because that is what it most closely look like from the first-person view of the gun. And you see, they will just be glued together like that, which I will do a little bit later on. But you see, I'm just gonna place them all there. Now, this part is for a printer. Actually, the printer tuner are there. You actually use them to open them up, they're placed on top of them on the model of Brother printer I have. And also we're gonna put the insider with a little bit of rod and put them inside of the IKEA spare parts that I have. Now I'm just gonna put a hinge here. This is also from IKEA. This is actually a kitchen door hinge that I'm gluing on top there because it looks like it. And now we're gonna take this part. I don't really know what it is, but just to cover up the sides there because it looks nicer. Now we're gonna make a little hole on the side here for the what I guess is a squared gluing red hole. I did not put any electronics in this because if I'm gonna take this to a convention, I will absolutely put some electronics in this. But it's basically just gonna have a light behind this red clear box I have from my IKEA box. And just we're gonna glue that on with the glue gun, the crappy glue gun, because my other glue gun died, as you all saw in that other video. It was a sad incident. Now I'm cutting the pipe that is going to be on the other pipe of pipe and piper. So I'm just gonna slice this in two here, and it's gonna look fantastic as a detail part here, because there's so much details, if you haven't noticed by now. There is a detail, and there is the other one that's going to be placed right there. I have to eyeball this from the old pixelated thing there. This is a lid that looks almost like the back part there, which I'm just gonna cut up and put over like that. And now, you see, it starts to look quite fantastic, I must say. So, let's have a little look here. This is what it looks like. And it looks almost like it do in the game. I think I have come close enough for this attempt, because I never seen anyone actually build this part. They built like the Quake 3 mod of the gun. Also these parts, I forgot. They're gonna be put there. Now we're gonna do the front part here, which looks like some big black thing that looks like the front of the plasma rifle. So I will try to do that, kind of, by first making a little bit of a lid from the front there. Now I split this flower pot here in two, because it was looking nice enough for that, and I have actually extended it on the side there, because it kind of looks like that, and also put some parts in the inside here to glue it. And now I thought this would look a little bit boring there, so I just made a hole, but you will see later. Now, let's put some strips here. First one, and then glue them, and then some more of them. Amazing! Editing right. This part here, I'm gonna put, so it looks a little bit more mean. They are angled part from boxes. I don't know why they're putting on there to protect the corners of them. Anyway, so now I'm just using this as a roller to cut away parts there to make it look more like the side of the gun. Because the few details that is on this pixelated gun should be there, I think. At least the part from the side there. There's also some kind of from the comic they made, which I also took a little bit of inspiration from. Now you see, I am going to cut out here the side grip ventilation bullshit detail that possibly has no logic behind it, because it's 1993. Whatever, I love this gun anyway. Doom is amazing. If you haven't played Doom, go do it immediately. Or play Brutal Doom, it's even more amazing. It's an improvement of Doom. Now, you see, I will put this on the side here. Like that. And then glue it over. Like that. And here you see me gluing it on the side with a glue gun, because that's how you do it, I guess. Now you see, finished. Fantastic, right? And now, a part on the side there that do something. And also a part underneath it to make it look a little bit more nicer. And now you see I cut down here on the side. And I will put the very confusing shoulder mount part here. Some interpretation of this is actually two parts there on the side, but I actually went with the comic picture from the comic book picture here, the one and only Doom comic book that has ever been made, I think. Rip and tear, and it's on the side here. But first we're gonna do the handle here. because they're all going to be painted separately. Now you see, I made a hole for the thumb there, so you actually can hold this with a human hand, because it's not made for human hands otherwise. You see, I'm just gonna cut it there so it's a little bit comfortable, and then put a plate there so I can attach it. Also, put a screw in the handle there so it will be more sturdy. Now I'm making holes here for the shoulder mount thing. This is showing why I'm working in very weird ways sometimes. So now, you see, I have made it like that. I've cut out parts that is rounded like that, but I forgot to film. But you see, they look like that. And now I'm just drilling holes with this plastic pipe here. So it will look like that. You see, I have it on one side. So I move that part there, so it will be attached better. Now I have made the shoulder part here, which I had to improvise, but it looks good. Yes, this part will be there after it's painted. Now we are going to paint everything grey here by hand, because the other part is being sprayed in the spray booth at the moment, which is being first black and then very, very lightly dusted with silver or metal spray paint, because that look gorgeous like that. Very, very, very easy to make things look cool like that. And there you see. Now it starts to properly look like the Doom BFG 9000. So now, let's make it in exciting grey color here. Now, I am going to paint this like it looks in the game from the side. Some people who are making like props and that will go like, no, it looks boring and grey and we have to put a lot of this dressing and other bullshit detail on it because that is demanded by something. So I'm going to actually say, don't do that, and I'm going to do it in a other video, just to show how that process is made and why someone is doing it. It's gonna be about how you make a prop look good in a movie. I'm going to main that because that is something I have planned to do, and actually was a question on the Q&A video. So I will do that. Now, you see, also a little bit of metal there, just on the side, because it looks like that in the game. There we go. Now I'm actually gonna put some brown leather on this part, because it has some brown parts, so why don't make it out of leather? Now, I just glue that onto the bottom of the gun, and then I am putting screws in it, like that, so it will be even supported even better. See, like that. And now I'm just gonna glue that part on there. It was clearly not enough glue, so I recommend you to put some screws there also, because it broke off when I was trying to photograph it. Now, you see, there we go. And also the orange part are actually going to be painted, but I forgot about that, so yeah. You see, there we go, with an odd thing, shoulder thing, stuff going on there. And now we're just gonna fill in the little holes that they have in the screen of the game there. And they're gonna be red. I don't know if you're gonna glue, or if it was limitation of the graphic at that time. But they are red, and these parts are kind of bronze goldish. And now, just look at this gun. Isn't this beautiful? And it's ridiculously, massively big. And I hope you enjoyed this very requested video. It was very fun to make, even though it took some time. But thank you for watching, and please subscribe and share this and everything. Bye.